Good Sunday morning. Hope you are doing well today. Hope you are giving some time to the Lord as I have been struggling to and I am trying to do today. Um, so, if you haven't seen the last video on this, we are just going to be looking at the different books in the Bible via the different translations of the Bible. And of course, the only Bible I have as of now is the New King James Bible. You know, with the 66 books that has kind of been like the Bible used in Protestantism alongside a couple others. But all that aside, grab your coffee if it's the morning. Grab your probably not a Coca-Cola. Just pretend this is a Pepsi. You know, because Pepsi's cool now. You know, and I mean, let's get into this. You know, if it's the other one, if it's like the middle of the day. So we are going into Genesis 3. Shall see what happens. So, oh, that's the wrong page. There we go. Now, the serpent was more cunning than any beast of the field which the Lord had made. And he said to the woman, Has God indeed said, You shall not eat every tree of the garden? And the woman said to the serpent, We may eat the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, You shall not eat it, nor shall you touch it, lest you die. Then the serpent said to the woman, You will not surely die, for God knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. So when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree desirable to make one wise, she took of its fruit and ate. She also gave to her husband with her, and he ate. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves coverings. And they heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God among the trees of the garden. Then the Lord God called to Adam and said to him, Where are you? So he said, I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself. And so he said, Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree of which I commanded you, you shall not eat? Then the man said, The woman who you gave to be with me, she gave of me the tree, and I ate. And the Lord God said to the woman, What is this you have done? The woman said, The serpent deceived me, and I ate it. So the Lord God said to the serpent, Because you have done this, you are cursed more than all cattle and more than every beast of the field. On your belly you shall go, and you shall eat dust all the days of your life, and I will put eternity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. To the woman he said, I will greatly multiply your sorrow and your conceptions. In pain you shall bring forth children, your desire shall be for your husband, and he shall rule over you. Then to Adam he said, Because you have heeded the voice of your wife, and eaten from the tree of which I commanded you, saying, You shall not eat of it, cursed is the ground for your sake. In toil you shall eat of it all the days of your life. Both thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for you. And you shall eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of your face you shall eat bread, till you return to the ground, for out of it you were taken. For dust you are, and to dust you shall return. And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living. Also for Adam and his wife the Lord God made tunics of skin and clothed them. Then the Lord God said, Behold, the man has become like one of us, to know good and evil. And now lest he put his hand over, and take also the tree of life, and eat, and live forever. Therefore the Lord God sent him out of the garden of Eden, to till the ground from which he was taken. So he drove out of the man. And he placed cherubim at the east of the Garden of Eden, and a flaming sword which turned every way to guard the way to the tree of life. Well, now a couple things I want to unpack here. So let's see. It is in Genesis 3:1, around the ending there. Has God indeed said, "You shall not eat a tree of every, shall not eat of every tree in the garden"? Sorry, that's wrong. It goes to Genesis. Sorry, I'm a little tired. Genesis 3:4. Then the serpent said to the woman, "You shall not surely die." Genesis 3:5. For God knows that in the day you will eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. So the tree of knowledge of good and evil. It's how it's translated in the New King James Bible. So translates a lot to things you could say in the modern day. So, for example, technology is like electronics, like what I'm using right now. When it began, it came about as a promise of knowledge, right? With Apple, their logo is literally an apple with a bite taken out of it. Hope you don't mind that background noise. And in a lot of descriptions of the story I just read, it is an apple that represents the fruit of the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. It is commonly represented as an apple, even though realistically it might not have been. It could have been some kind of fruit we've never even seen before, or even thought of. You know what I mean? So yeah, and of course, nothing you'd say against electronics. I mean, I'm having to use one to get the word out, which is a good use for it. But let's be fair here. Electronic use has a lot of disadvantages compared to advantages. So, for example, your eyes. I mean, I know from experience. I'm having to wear glasses because I spent so much time in front of electronics. It makes it easier for people to get addicted to things, like instant access to everything, instant pleasure, instant, all that. And so, in a lot of ways, you could liken electronics as to the story of Adam and Eve in a lot of ways, except instead of just Adam and Eve, it's everybody, So, but wait, by that logic, what's that guy who made Apple? I forgot his name. I want to say Bill Gates. I was gonna. I think it was Bill Gates. Yeah, who made Apple. And by that logic, Bill Gates would be the serpent. From what I've heard about him, it wouldn't be not surprising. Anyways, what else in here? Everyone always gets this part wrong. Genesis 3:9. Then the Lord God called to Adam and said to him, "Where are you?" People are like, "Oh, an omnipotent God asking where someone is. Clearly, he's not that omnipotent." Ever heard of lessons? He was trying to teach Adam a lesson. You read through all of this, besides just that singular verse. A lot of people like to take out of context. Very common. It reads like God is giving a lesson to them, and then once their wrongs are admitted, Adam blames his wife, and then his wife blames the serpent, who the serpent was the root cause of all of it. A lot of people hear just Adam blaming his wife, and everyone thinks, "Oh, it's a story about how it's women responsible for sin," when it's no. It was the devil who brought it to women and men, right? Curiosity and all that. Yeah. It's not one or the other. And, yeah, no. Just want to talk on that. And then there was something else here. Genesis 3:19. In the sweat of your face you shall eat bread till you return to the ground, for out of it you were taken. For dust you are, and to dust you shall return. I don't know why that sticks out to me so much. I heard somewhere, I could be getting this totally wrong, but a Bible verse, somewhere in the later chapters, discussing how animals were made from dust, and to dust they shall return, which gives rise to the theory that our pets, our animals, may be in heaven as well, which has me excited because I know a lot of animals, and I just want to see them again. we shall see in time. I mean, we're all going to find out one way or another, aren't we? But yeah, no, this good read. Pretty sure that. Oh, it almost completes the story of Adam and Eve. Almost. There's about 4 to 5, possibly wait, no, not 6. Yeah, 4 to 5 more chapters in Genesis discussing Adam and Eve. There's probably decent few more. I'm anticipating getting to Cain and Abel though, so we shall see. The first murder and all that. Though, if you somehow haven't heard the story, I probably shouldn't spoil it for you, which I think I just kind of did a little bit, but I digress. So I hope this was good. I hope. I mean, I'm a little tired right now. I haven't really drinking too much of this coffee. That got up that not that long ago. I haven't done one of these videos in a while. I've been doing Elder Scrolls videos on Callias Phylacter. You know what I mean? On my other channel, Tamrielic Tales, I got all sorts of stuff planned, but I'll get to that another day. Today is on the Lord. Though I will say, today is also a day I like to dedicate myself to reading in everything I've got to do. As far as on the Tamrielic Tales thing goes, will be involving reading. If you haven't seen it yet, then probably don't know what I mean. But if you've seen it, you know what I mean. So probably be getting stuff released on that later today. More or less just to continue it. After that, it's only about 20 minutes maximum out of my time. The rest of it will be dedicated to just reading, right? Reading, doing more Bible reading, and just reading and praising the Lord. Need to pray more often. Need to get myself cleaned up again. You know what I mean? I think we all do in some aspect or another. We all need to pick ourselves back up and try again. But I hope you have a good day. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a blessed life. With all that being said, goodbye, everybody.